Hi Interior Design Show, I'm Sarah Southwell, I'm an interior designer. This is my 16th century manor house in Somerset. Come on in and have a look. I like things that are original and authentic. This house is full of things like that. I love stripes. They bring a bit of fun and joy to every design that I do. I adore this space. It's nice and light, and with all the plants, it's quite grounding and makes you feel good. Welcome inside. This is the hallway. We're in Somerset. I live here with my husband Nick and our 3 boys. We moved from Streatham in London to here to get a bit of space in the countryside, and yeah, we're all loving it. Coming through from the hallway into the Snug. This is where we spend most of our time as a family because it's got this incredible inglenook fireplace which keeps it really cozy. Some bench seating here which is all upholstered nicely. This is actually designed by me. This footstool, and actually this is a really nice cozy room that we all love, just chilling in and watching a bit of TV and generally relaxing it. So this is the fireplace. It's a huge inglenook fireplace which keeps it so cozy. We put in this massive wood burner which creates loads of heat, which is handy as we don't have the heating on that much. This is a fender that I found in an antiques market, had reupholstered. It matches perfectly with a copper insert here, so I was really happy to find that. One of the things that I fell in love with when we looked around this house was the windows, these old mullion windows which are typical of this type of period of house, and they're so beautiful, although they do actually let in quite a lot of draft, but they look great. But luckily we've got the fire to keep us warm. It's really great to have lime wash on the walls, and lime plaster is what keeps it all healthy. It's really important to keep the traditional materials, and actually, again, because it's listed, I didn't want to sandblast this because it's original, so we had it painted, and then I put a wax coating on top which gives it this amazing effect that looks like wood, and it's not so dark, which brightens up the room. The disco ball is just here because we once had a party a while ago and it hasn't been taken down, but I kind of love it. Through here we have a little bar, which is one of my favorite areas of the house, but I'll show you a bit more of that later. We also have in here some furniture that I designed and had made, this footstool, and then this lovely striped chair. I love stripes. They bring a bit of fun and joy to every design that I do, and actually, yeah, I love design that makes you happy and is uplifting. This is the kitchen. When we first got here, it did not look like this. It had brown carpet tiles on the floor, which were lovely. And then actually it's been completely transformed. We've got an amazing plain English kitchen, this Arabescato marble, which was sourced. I spent hours deciding which natural stone to have because I love the natural stone look against the lime wash walls, again, keeping in tradition with the property. And then we've got some stripes up here, signature stripes that I like to put everywhere just to keep it jolly. Then we've got this amazing sink here, and you can look out onto the fields while you do the washing up, and lovely aged brass taps and a hot water tap from Devol, which is one of my favorite things. And then we've got the Aga, which is the hub of the house. We actually had to make this gap a bit bigger. When we first got here, there was an Aga, but it didn't work. So we had to increase this space here in order to fit this one in. But actually we had to move these walls out a bit in order to fit it up and put a steel under here. But this is all original. And again, we've got the lime wash all over the wall and then marble all the way down here. One of the things I love about this kitchen is this shelf here, this marble shelf, which I can put all these antiques on that I found at various trade fairs, and or when I've been traveling, I'll pick stuff up at, you know, French markets. To match the brass taps, we've also got these brass brackets. They're all antique, aged by Devol, and again, the hardware so it all is in keeping and works together really well. I love using natural materials in all of my projects, especially things like natural marble and these incredible stools where you can see the grain of the wood. If it's feasible in the budget, it's great to have natural, I think, if you can. This is the banquette seating. It was actually only put in yesterday and still actually hasn't been finished painting. I am going to paint it red so that it matches the red stripes and the touch of red that you'll see around. I like to have everything classic with a bit of a twist, a bit of colour, and you'll see that throughout the house in every room. Coming through into the utility room, when we first got here, this room is on a slope, and so I picked these tiles and this herringbone pattern in order to almost go with the sloping situation. And actually they're really rustic, and this gets a lot of use, this room, because the boys come in here with football boots on or whatever, and actually it's been really hard wearing and great, and I love this floor. Here we've got some more amazing aged brass taps from Devol. Love this fluted sink. This yellow always cheers me up when I'm doing endless amounts of washing. I never seem to get to the end of the washing with 3 boys, so it's always nice and cheery to have this yellow and these amazing green fabric and touches of colour here and there to cheer things up. Through here we've got a home office where Nick's doing some editing, so we're not going to go in and disturb him. We'll keep going through into my office. This is where all the magic happens. This is where I do all my creating. Under the stairs here, I've made a little nook in this dead space, and actually it's really great for creating, and you can see that I've got my samples here with things that I've been working on. I've got various projects on at the moment. It's a juggle with 3 kids and work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Actually, if we walk through here, we'll go into the bathroom, one of my favourite rooms. So here are the amazing Zalige Burton Mail tiles, which I love. I love that they're all not perfect, and they go brilliantly with this lime wash wall colour, which is called Ibiza, I think. This is again some Arabescato marble, lovely sink. Here we've got a secret jib door, which you wouldn't even notice unless you really look. You can see the line here, but instead of using a door handle, I decided to use an aged brass by Devol again, towel rail, which is also doubles up as the door handle. This is the smallest room in the house, but it is also my favourite. It was actually a cupboard originally, which we knocked through to make that secret doorway in order to connect the bathroom with the other side of the house. I've put this amazing wallpaper up, and it's really jolly in here, and it's always everybody's favourite room. And people love that it's hidden behind the secret door. And then if you open this, it goes through right into the snug again. Okay, we're back in the entrance hall again, and you can see these 16th century doors, which are one of the reasons we all fell in love with this house. These amazing historic details. This is a really heavy door, and I'm going to open it up and show you through into the conservatory. So this is the conservatory. When we bought the place, I didn't actually love this conservatory because it's an add-on, and you can see this is the actual outer wall of the house. The white slightly jarred, I thought, with the stonework of the outer wall. So I decided to paint it black, which actually has completely transformed the space. And then I put a bit of colour, as always, I love a pop of colour, on the walls to bring the greenery and the outside in. And we've got all my lovely plants. This lampshade I actually made myself with my youngest. He loves to do creative things with me. One weekend we just whipped that up, and he likes to tell everybody that he helped me make it, which is very sweet. This table we were given from Nick's mother. It was handed down. It's beautiful and sits perfectly in the space. Many a happy family time around here at Christmas, and sometimes the kids will come in here and do some drawing or creative things with me. And actually now I adore this space. It's nice and light, and with all the plants, it's quite grounding and makes you feel good. I love all the historic details. In my design, I don't like to do things that are like everybody else. I like things that are original and authentic, and this house is full of things like that. And that's why when we looked around it, we fell in love with it. Even though it's been a labor of love, it's been worth all the hours spent designing and sourcing in order to get it looking like it is today and in keeping with the history of the house. Coming through into the drawing room, we actually don't use this room that much. We use it at Christmas. Sometimes if I want to come and get a bit of peace and quiet, I may just go and sit down by the fire. It's nice and cozy here, and you can see again, there's all sorts of antiques that I've picked up on my travels, some old riding boots, an Indian mirror. You'll see antiques dotted all over the house. Again, here you can see this amazing bull that I found at Shepton Flea Market. This sofa I had recovered. I found it on eBay and then had it reupholstered by a lovely local lady called Hannah, who did an incredible job. So this is the playroom. This is where all the boys come and play with their toys or practice the piano. I also play a bit, but I'm not going to play now. We've got the rest of the playroom where they can just hang out and chill. It's a space where, you know, they can completely be themselves, and I don't mind if they spill things, or it's very relaxed in here. This dresser, which is hand painted, is from Transylvania, and it's all folk art, which I love, and it's really looks great against this Edward Bulmer green paint, and actually is one of my favorite pieces in the house. I found these zebras at an auction. I think I paid £10 for them. And actually there's a lot of things around the house that you'll see that I've found at various auctions or antique fairs. And actually, again, it looks great against the Edward Bulmer green. You'll see some stripes here and some more stripes, always lots of stripes in all of my projects. And we've got another painted dresser here, which again is folk art, and I love the hand painted, authentic look that these bring. Now that we've finished with the ground floor, we can go upstairs and see the bedrooms. Coming up the stairs, we've got 4 bedrooms up here, and then there's a couple more on the other side. But first we're going to go into my eldest bedroom in here. So originally the 2 older boys shared this room. It's got this incredible ceiling, painted stripes like a circus tent, and in the middle there's some aeroplanes, and it's a really fun room. There's also these antique beds that I sourced and a bright green dresser, again from Shepton Flea Market. This fireplace was actually all boarded up. We found it behind a board, and so we opened it all up and painted it. In here we've got some really jolly yellow and red colours, all Farrow and Ball, and it's absolutely magical in this room. When we did this room, the boys were a bit younger. They are now getting older, but they still seem to love it. I think we've got a few more years left in it, but actually I want to keep the ceiling like this forever. I love it. Now we've got on the right here the boys' bathroom. It's got Molly Mahone wallpaper all over the walls, which makes it all fun for them. Some Edward Bulmer invisible green paint on the tongue and groove. Everyone loves this bathroom, including the boys. And then we're going to go on to this next bedroom where my middle boy sleeps. It also doubles up sometimes as a spare room, and then he will go in and share with his brother, depending if we've got lots of people staying. But here again, we've got more antiques. I sourced this from Shepton Flea Market. The dressing tables were also from there. And then we've got some more hand-painted furniture here. Again, I love this old, authentic folk art look. And this is another great find. Coming on to my youngest bedroom in here. So this is my youngest bedroom. He loves antiques and comes with me to antiques fairs. And actually this was one of his finds. He's got a circus tent in here as well. Wallpaper is by Farrow and Ball. It's from a collection they did for a castle in France, and It looks amazing in here. Again, against you'll see the bright blue against bright red, which I think works and is quite fun for a child's bedroom. Here again, we have some more folk art painted furniture. I love this bench. It's nice and bright and again, hand painted. Coming into the master bedroom, we wanted to use as much of the natural flooring as we could and also save on carpet costs. So we sanded a lot of the floorboards, treated them with Osmo to get this amazing patina. Here we've got some Tess Newell wallpaper. I adore all her stuff. She's incredibly talented. And this is just cut out wallpaper in the inserts of the wardrobes. And it's a really good way to brighten up wardrobes and make them a bit fun. And again, this folk art look that you've seen throughout the house. And then going on to the bathroom, we see this antique door. It's Indian that I found at an antiques market. This is the master bathroom. You can see there's more arabescato marble. Sometimes if you're having marble done, there's offcuts that you can use for other elements of your house. So I've used it here just for a countertop, which makes everything come together as a full, and so you see things throughout the house creating a flow. We've also got this aged brass hardware here and marble tiles, again from Burton May. And then we've got aged brass Lusso taps and again an arabescato marble sink. This bathroom was not big enough to have a big bath in, so I decided to put it in front of the window so you can look out onto the view, and it's in the bedroom, which makes it feel almost like you're in a boutique hotel, and it's one of my favourite spots, sitting in there soaking up some nice bubbles and relaxing. If you carry on through the master bathroom and bedroom, you get into here, which is a lovely big room. This, you can see the floor slopes a bit. Everything in this house is a bit higgledy-piggledy, but we love it that way. There's jonquil on the walls by Edward Bulmer. I like to frame Suzanni's. If you are wanting to fill a wall space with something that's not incredibly expensive but can fill a big space, it's always great to frame something like a Suzanni. I wanted people, when they come and stay, to feel almost like they were in a boutique hotel. So you come round here and there's some wardrobe space and a little nook where you could sit and chill and read a book. And then there's also more folk art wardrobe here, again, like downstairs. It's got the same sort of theme, but again, it's hand painted and beautiful. And then the pièce de résistance is this incredible door that I found in Glastonbury. And if you open it up, this leads through into the bathroom. And in here, we've got more Burton May tiles in a very fun pattern, which I adore. Another bath so that guests can feel that they're really pampered. And this ship I found with my youngest in an antiques fair a couple of weeks ago, and he loves it. I had to really persuade him not to have it in his room because I thought it would look great here. Coming out of the bathroom into this hallway, and then the last bedroom's in there on the left. But before then, just show you this specimen cabinet, which is really interesting. All these little drawers open up, and originally it was for collectors to put things like fossils or little archaeological things of interest. So we've got some more ships up here. Rocco found this one in an antique market. Through we go into the last bedroom. In here we've got Farrow and Ball wallpaper, not only on the walls but also on the ceiling, which is pretty fun. And then we've got some Alice Palmer lampshades here. It's always nice to have stripes against some flowers, but again, you see the stripes that are running on the bed as well throughout my projects. This is a lovely cozy room, which everyone seems to love. Thanks Thanks so much for coming around the house with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more about my work or do a project with me, you can see me on Instagram at Sarah Southwell Design. But thanks again and bye.
Welcome Luxury Home Show. I'm Rachel Ashwell, founder of Shabby Chic, designer, and I want to show you around my home, Meadow Manor, in the English countryside. So come on in.